Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. You are more than welcome to another episode. This is episode 82, can't believe it, of the Coffee at 11 show, brought to you by wigwam.ie SME Peer Support. Delighted to have you join us here this morning for a very special episode of the show. And that's because the person in the hot seat is my dad, Tommy O'Brien, the legend that is. So, Dad, you're very welcome. Please say hello to us all and show us your coffee mug. Thank you.
Thanks, Colin, indeed. Lovely to be with you all, and I wish you all well. How about that for a coffee mug? Tommy O'Brien singing in Grafton Street.
Listen, Dad, I want to get into your poetry, if you wouldn't mind. Would you mind reading us a poem?
So, this poem is about Colin's eldest child, Shona, and it's called Shona's Braces. Braces were things when I was a chap for to hold up my trousers, a kind of a strap. 4 holes in the front with buttons that embrace, they cross at the back to keep them in place. We never asked questions, for this is the way we held up our trousers. What more can I say? Till along came a belt, a strap made of plastic. No sooner than done when they put in elastic. The world has went wild with this new fancy look. Trousers all neat without any tuck. They fit like a glove, all neat round the waist. Braces were gone, removed with great haste. However, my granddaughter, Shona so sweet, said she's got braces put onto her teeth. I said, you are joking. Are they falling about? Oh no, she said, Grandad, it's to straighten them out. I still couldn't fathom, or was I just dumb? Braces were for trousers and not for the gum. How on earth could she start to put them in place? Sure, the whole thing is mad. She'll be a disgrace. So down I went to fair Limerick City, this granddaughter of mine to hug and to pity. As she opened her mouth, I tried to admire, but just couldn't do it. She'd a mouth full of wire. She said it was tough on her trying to eat. The feeling was strange from her head to her feet. With barbed wire for breakfast, dinner and tea, you'd be all torn to pieces. It just baffled me. But when we sat down and started to talk, and I listened and learned and didn't balk about this procedure, this revolutionary fangle that would put back in place those teeth at an angle. Strange though it was, it seemed to be working, despite the weird thoughts in my mind that were lurking. She braved it all through 2 years of endurance, her prize though well worth it, nice teeth her insurance. I look at her now, a queen to behold, although she's only 17 years old. She's tall, fair and gentle, nothing dark, nothing shady, a granddaughter I'm proud of, a gorgeous young lady.
Rapturous silent applause all around the world. Actually, a truly international audience this morning.
Yeah.
Listen, thanks for that, Dad. You have your guitar with you, and Eamon Smith is going to put up. Come here. He's blaming Tom Murphy for introducing him to the Ma. Right? Wait till you see the Ma. The Ma was Bride of the Month in June 1961.
Oh yeah.
Now, nothing wrong with that. Like,
there you are now.
Right.
Who couldn't fall for that lady?
There you go. So that's the Man 1961. Eamon, thank you for that. You can leave that up. Dad, would you sing The Rings End Rose for us, will you?
Oh yeah.
There's the backdrop. And Eamon, we'll hold on to that last picture that I spoke about for a few moments, if that's okay. So when this is finished, take that one down if you don't mind. Thank you, Eamon. So introduce the song there, Dad.
Well, Pete St. John wrote this. He wrote The Fields of Athenry, of course. I was telling your lady friend there, earlier that Dawn and I spent our honeymoon in the Fields of Athenry. First night in Athenry, we spent our first night honeymoon. But Pete St. John wrote the song, My Rings and Rose. Apparently, he fancied this girl, and she didn't fancy him. This is a true story, but pretty well, I mightn't involve the detail, but, and anyway, but when he was trying to court the daughter, he had to meet the mother, and I think the mother fancied him more than the daughter did. Now, there was nothing untoward going on, by the way. Anyway, it's called My Rings and Rose. There's a little chorus to it, you might know it, you can join in. Dublin town, there lived a girl, fairer than the flower I'm wearing, Rose Donahue, all fresh and new, and I love her past Lord Karen, and there she goes, my rings and rose. In God's garden there's none rarer, and there she goes, my rings and rose. Dublin town has seen none fairer, sweet satin, my seamstress queen. She's no bigger than a thimble, soft satin skin, street Arabs grin, and she makes the work look simple. And there she goes, my rings and rose. In God's garden there's none rarer, and there she goes, my rings and rose. Dublin town has seen none fairer. Three yards of lace, she walks with grace, and a golden ring she's asking a saving slow. Ah, but still I know that our love is everlasting. And there she goes, my rings and rose. In God's garden there's none rarer, and there she goes, my rings and rose. Dublin town has seen none fairer. Dublin town has seen none fairer.
One more song that Uncle John introduced you to. Would you mind? And then we'll go to Shelley for comment, if that's okay.
Yeah. Certainly.
So here's Dad and his four brothers, right? On the screen.
Oh yes.
This is in my brother Jer's house some years back. And what you have there is the five O'Brien brothers, Dad and his four, and they're going from right to left in your screen, anti-clockwise if you like, in terms of eldest, second eldest and so on, youngest off to the left. And then Carol is the eldest in our family, then yours truly, Jer in the middle, Patricia, and then the baby Donal over the far side. So we just thought that was a lovely photograph.
Yeah, and leave that for a minute, Carl.
Yeah, we're going to leave that picture if you wouldn't mind, Dad, because Uncle John introduced you to a particular...
Correct. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, there was five of us in the family, and you know, we all were different, of course. Stephen, the right, the eldest, he went to South Africa for 17 years. The next that below column is my brother John, whom I was very friendly with. We were pals. He emigrated to England 60 years ago, but I still visited him and lived in Wales. He married a Welsh girl. The next that is Fran. He's a professional singer, and Jer's above him. And then next is myself and Patricia above me there. And then the next is my other brother, Michael. He went to Canada 30 years ago, and Donald behind him. So John behind column, or below column there, he and I were very close. And Sunday Miscellany and John Bowman, he said, Thomas, did you hear that song? Did you hear Sister John? What did you hear, man? The story today. I heard a great song. So not long, John died, Lord mercy him, last year. And just before he died, maybe 2 months before that, he rang me one day. See, I was in the car today. I'd be Thomas to the family. Thomas just said, I heard a song. He says, I think you'd like it. And so of course, when he told me what it was, I listened to it. Willie Nelson and Kemi Rhodes recorded it, two famous American folk singers and ballad and singer-songwriters. It's called I Always Go the Other Way. And when I'm entertaining the young folk, I say, by the way, I don't know where you're all from, but wherever you're from, I'm sure whenever you go back to your home place, you always say, oh gosh, there's the house I was raised in, or there was a little shop down the road, or there was a forge down there, or whatever it was. So this song is called I Always Go the Other Way, and I always dedicate it to my brother Sean. I always go the other way, but my car drove me down today to a little house on the older side of town. Like when things were never hard, I used to play there in that yard. So I just drove by to see if things had changed. Coke was just a nickel then, across the street in the 5 and 10. Things were very strange and cheap and fair, and the life that we had might have been, but it was one we all loved believing in. So I just drove by to see if things had changed. Oh, I wondered now if love is still the way it was back then. I need to know that life is still a place worth living in. And there it is, just like it was, a house where there was always love. So I just drove by to see if things had changed. In a world that's seen its better days, it's nice to know some things never change. Though standing still is surely not life's way. So take to heart while in its spring, all love is still a fragile thing. So I just drove by to see if things had changed. I wondered now if love is still the way it was back then. I need to know that life is still a place worth living in. And there it is, just like it was, a house where there was always love. So I just drove by to see if things had changed. Oh, I just drove by to see if things had changed.